Today, we're sitting on a new innovation in transportation. The development of autonomous vehicles, or self-driving cars, will change how people travel, who can travel, and where they can travel to. It's easy to already see the overwhelming benefits for many people, such as the disabled, the young, and the elderly. But as we are dealing with human lives, we have to look past the simple benefit of those who can't drive before, now can. The focus of this video is to mainly address the issue of city and city planning with regards to autonomous vehicles. It may be difficult at first to think about the potential effects on a city, but really, people are inadvertently aware of these problems every day. To start, let's look at how cities have developed. Cities have been around for as long as recorded history. Up until the early 19th century, they were limited to the size easily traversed by foot or by horse. The Industrial Revolution brought many factory jobs to the city. Along with the invention of steam engines, public transportation, and personal vehicles, these methods of travel quickly replaced traveling on horse or on foot. However, being a relatively new invention, personal cars were only affordable for the wealthy. As a result, those who could not afford their own cars lived within the limited proximity of public transportation and trains, while the wealthy, who did not want to live in the dense, poverty-stricken city, fled outwards. As you can see, cities were able to grow because people were able to stay further and further away from their goods and services. However, the downside is that this layout is what we recognize today as inner city, which is often plagued by crime and poverty, and suburbia. So, what are the additional benefits to autonomous vehicles? The Victoria Transport Policy Institute released the Autonomous Vehicle Implementation Predictions Report on March 31, 2014. In it, one of the proposed benefits would be shared vehicles, a taxi system without drivers. Suppose 5 years from now a shared vehicle system could operate under affordable costs. For the cost of a couple cups of coffee a day, you could have a self-driving car take you to and from work that you don't own. After it takes you to work, it may take another person to work, then a 6th grader to school. Let's apply this to Austin. Here's the system map of the Capital Metro bus service in Austin. If you don't own a car or share with multiple people, there are definite areas that you couldn't live if you worked in the city, like Westlake, Montpennell, Bull Creek, Parmer. In addition, you'd have to abide by these bus times, or else you'd be stranded. Some don't run on weekends, some only run every other hour or more. And finally, this is only a map. How willing are you to walk to your bus stop a mile or two away in Texas heat? From my house to the GDC, it takes about 20 minutes walking in a straight line. Shared vehicle services would surely eliminate the problem. The same car share services will eliminate one of the most significant nuances of driving: parking. If you don't need to be within walking distance of your car, we can eliminate parking lots in unfavorable areas. According to the National Traffic Safety Administration, over 30% of driving in commercial areas are spent looking for parking spots, wasting almost 1 billion miles in driving per year. Here's a map of downtown Austin. Here are all the spaces in downtown Austin spent on surface parking lots. These areas could easily be replaced by other awesome places like more parks, restaurants, even more condos. Increased car share would reduce the number of cars on the road, thus reducing the number of lanes, or at least the number of lanes for cars. Naturally, people would just want to drive less, which brings us to traffic. There's nothing more infuriating than traffic, and worse, anything is affected by it. Time of day, special event, accidents, roadkill, people looking at accidents and roadkill, construction, weather, and more. In addition, roads are managed by stops. Intersection management with stops is what we know. Without a doubt, we don't possess the precision to drive continuously without hitting other people. However, if every car on the road was autonomous, intersection management would no longer exist, as machines do have these precision skills. The University of Texas's Autonomous Intersection Management Project have created a simulation as to what an intersection would look like if all cars participating were autonomous. Stops would not be necessary, as each car would be able to communicate and drive in harmony. Think about all the minutes eliminated from travel time. Autonomous vehicles seem to have a positive effect on society by removing the human agency from the act of driving. However, it is these human traits that keep us alive at times, which leads us to a few questions. How do we implement the infinite amount of scenarios that arise from driving? What does a car do when an illogically illegal maneuver is the best maneuver? In other words, when will these cars be ready for the road?
Is that before we get to a fully autonomous car, a lot of work is going to have to be done on who's liable if it fails. Is it the manufacturer? Is it you, the driver who's not driving? Big problems there, not resolved according to legal experts I talked to. And then finally, for some people, there may be privacy concerns because to the extent that, say, a Google system or an automaker's system knows where you are, what you're doing in order to locate you on the road, there's some people who may not like that.
Regardless, autonomous vehicles do have positive benefits for human beings. People who couldn't drive before can now travel to places like parks, lakes, and wonderful destinations away from the busy city. Space for parking lots can be reallocated for more attractions, and travel time, gas usage, and air pollution could greatly decline. However, without proper city planning and analysis, opportunities to beautify a city could quickly just clutter it, creating undesirable areas in the heart of a city.